you all. I am so excited to talk about this person. We're going to talk about Tom MacDonald in this video today. If you haven't heard of him, I will introduce you to him. If you had, this will be a fun video for you to watch because he just dropped a new single today, and I'm going to show you a bit of a clip of it, and then I'll link to it below. But if you don't know who Tom MacDonald is, he is a 32-year-old independent rap artist, which means he has no record label, no manager, no producer, no team around him. It's just him and his girlfriend, and he does all his music. His girlfriend helps him with his music videos. He puts it on his YouTube, out on the internets, and that is how he has made a name for himself. He currently has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He has over 360 million views on YouTube, and last week, his song, Fake Woke, hit #1 on the iTunes charts. Right now, it went back down to #4, but that's still incredibly impressive for someone that is completely independent. And it gets better. Not only is he completely independent, the messaging behind his music is not what you would call mainstream in today's terms, because we know what mainstream means now. It means everyone follows the same narrative, right? Well, he doesn't. He is very anti-cancel culture, anti-woke, anti-political divisiveness, anti-big media, anti-celebrity culture, and he's a self-described apolitical person. He does not have an allegiance to either political side. He just kind of calls it as he sees it, and he speaks what we know as the truth. But you know just as well as I do that the truth can be very offensive to people. But I love this guy. I love everything that he is about, and we're going to get more into it right now. I'll read you some of the lyrics from a few of his songs. I'll show you a clip from Fox News that was this past week, and then at the very end I will show you a clip from his new song that came out called Canceled, which it came out today. So let's get started. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you something really quick because it sort of reminded me of some of his messaging, especially about cancel culture. But a few years ago, I was walking around West Hollywood right off Sunset Boulevard, and I saw this sign. This is actually a picture that I took with my phone, and this was a big poster that was plastered on just a random door off the side of the road at a business building or something. But I love what it said, so I took a picture of it, and it says this. It says, "Please be offensive. Whenever you make an offensive comment, you are creating jobs in the outrage economy and helping to distract an entire generation from the realities of adulthood. Thank you." Don't you love that? I love that. Couldn't have said it better myself. People that make up problems and then get mad at the problems they make up, and then get mad at everyone else because they won't go along with the problems they made up. So then they get mad. Okay, we're done. So anyway, Tom MacDonald has been around for a while. He didn't come on my radar until last week when he dropped his song Fake Woke, and I believe that came out on Friday. So I sort of discovered him, I think, on Friday. It came out last week sometime. So that's when I discovered him. He came on my radar, and that's when he really blew up with that song. But like I said, he's been around for a while. And a song that he has before that is called All Lives Matter. And I'm going to read you a few of the lyrics from there. So here's a few of his lyrics from All Lives Matter. It says, "It's all controlled by the elites, pull fake news over our screens, convincing the right to fight with the left and distract from the fact that it's each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You're a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you're Antifa. Screaming from the rooftops, beat down, battered, turned us on each other, now no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gonna splatter, turn us on each other till no lives matter." So that's pretty powerful. I mean, his lyrics are completely amazing. That's the best part of everything that he does. This guy is, you'll see at the end. So that was All Lives Matter, and then I'm going to read you a few lyrics from the song that came out last week called Fake Woke. Now, this is the song that blew up. This is the song that went #1 on the iTunes charts last week. It's currently number 4 on iTunes, and this is what really put him on a lot of people's radars, and this is what I believe sort of got him on Fox News. So I'm going to read you just a few lyrics from that, and here it goes. He goes, They never freed up the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. They think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to pick teams, they use the media to feed the flames. They sow fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They sow fake woke. Same old safe zones. They sow fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. So those are the lyrics of his songs. Now you can imagine the shock that he would be number one, because typically these types of ideas are ideas that they try to cancel, or the ideas that they call controversial. And a lot of people think that he is incredibly controversial just from saying this. But to me, this isn't controversial at all. It's just calling things out, that this is the world that we live in right now, and you're rapping about drugs and sex and all of that stuff. That's not controversial now. That's normal. This is now controversial. This is how sort of our world has turned. But with that being said, I want to show you just a part of an interview that he gave on Fox News, and then I'm going to save the best all the way for last. We'll talk about him a little bit after this, but this is him on Fox News.
The song was just about screaming my truth at the top of my lungs, and sort of there's this performative wokeness that's going on in society today, and I think it was just important to point some fingers at the hypocrisy and the way that the world is changing, not for the better.
So that was Tom on Fox News. Now, as you can imagine, he gets called everything under the sun, like a racist and this and that. And of course, it's by people that probably don't actually listen to his lyrics. There's nothing racist or bigoted in any of his lyrics. He's fair to all sides. He literally just calls it like he sees it, and he has a very middle of the line point of view. But I'll read you some of the reaction that some people have to him online. So this person said, Tom MacDonald's whole career is based on appealing to the American conservatives and closeted racists. And then someone said, LOL, OFC, you listen to Tom MacDonald too? Racists support other racists. And then someone else said, if someone listens to Tom MacDonald, cut them off completely. And this person said, if you like Tom MacDonald, you gotta be a racist. So obviously these individuals are pretty ignorant and haven't actually really listened to any of his lyrics. But that being said, I want to play you a clip from his newest song called Cancel that came out today, and then we'll talk about him and why I think this is important and what I think we can learn from him and all that stuff after this. But here is a clip from his song. The full version is linked down in the description below if you want to see that.
Can't be canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. I'm fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah.
He's a racist, he's a sexist, he's in love with Donald Trump.
Y'all can't cancel me, my life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the brand is me.
Whether you're into his kind of music or not, the guy is an absolute trailblazer, and as someone that loves and appreciates all kinds of art, whether it's art that you hang on your wall, or music, or performance, or theater, or movies, or whatever it is, I think he is absolutely brilliant. And again, whether you're into his style or you're not into his style, or you're into him or you're not into him, what he is doing is brilliant, and he's a trailblazer. And I love the fact that he is independent. And if you listen to the lyrics in the song Cancel, he says, you can't cancel me because I do it all myself. I'm not at the mercy of a record label or anyone like that. I'm doing it myself, so I can speak my mind. And even in the Fox News interview, he says, I could have been bought off by a label, but if I had a record label, I wouldn't be this. I wouldn't be this authentic. I would be the washed up version of whatever it is that they wanted me to be. I wouldn't be able to be myself. But look, him being himself and him taking a risk, look where it got him. He was #1 on the iTunes charts by himself. And what does that do? It makes you uncancelable. One of my favorite things that I ever did, and it taught me so much. So in SAG, but I got myself into SAG. I had to be at least SAG eligible in order to be competitive in the Los Angeles market, in the acting market here, and I knew that before moving here. But where I was living, there were just no opportunities for me to get hired on a SAG project so that I could be eligible for the Screen Actors Guild union. And I was really frustrated, and I was like, I'm never going to get a chance to do this. And then I found a loophole in the paperwork, and I started realizing, oh, I can write my own project, and I can get my own people to film it, and I can put myself in it and hire my SAG friends. And so I did that. I wrote, produced, directed, and started my own project. It costs little to nothing, and I was able to file it with SAG and got my SAG paperwork, and I got myself SAG eligible, which made me competitive in the Los Angeles market and allowed me to get an agent when I moved out here. And I did that on my own. But what it showed me was that, wow, I don't ever have to be bought by anyone. I can do my own thing. If I don't like projects that are being offered to me, or if there are no opportunities, I can create my own opportunity. I have a camera right here. I have a microphone right here. I have a brain. I have talent. That's objective, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do it myself. And you guys, we've been talking about this on this channel for so long. You know, the media is controlled by one side, but what they could not control is this individual being number one on the iTunes charts, and people saying, this is what I want to listen to. This is what you have to do. Don't just get angry about everything. Don't just say how everyone's a hypocrite and how everyone is this and that. Create and do stuff and put art out there and put cool things out there. That's how you're gonna win all of this, because like Tom, he's uncancelable, and that's what his whole entire song was about. And I absolutely love it. And it's scary, but it is so freeing when you can work for yourself and talk for yourself and make your art the way you want to make it. That is true art. And he mentioned it sort of in that Fox News interview. He mentioned something along the lines of how things have shifted, and I talked about a different shift prior, but there's a new shift, and I've talked about this a lot before on this channel, which is why I love him so much, and why I love that he brought this up so much, and I love that he's just on everyone's mind so much. Oh, by the way, even his new song Canceled, I have a feeling it's going to go up in the charts because it just came out today, but that's even already, the last time I checked, number 33 on the iTunes charts, and that just came out today. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot higher. I think that's one of my favorite songs that I've heard from him so far, and I just encourage you, just watch him, even if that's not your type of music. I don't know what you listen to, but listen to his lyrics. That's where it's at. It is incredible. This guy is a genius, and for those that are calling him names, you must not have actually listened to what he said, which they always do that. But it is so freeing when you can work for yourself and speak for yourself. And the shift, I'll get back to the shift that I was talking about, that shift that we saw. So a lot of my friends, I have a lot of friends that are like artists and musicians, painters, even actors, actresses, writers, just all these friends that are super creative in these creative fields. And it's like all of that, like all of our media, like it is all gone pro-establishment. Like it's supposed to be the rap artists and the rock artists and the people that are in the art world, they're the ones that are supposed to be anti-establishment, and that's not what's happening right now. They're all with the establishment. And even Tom said his dad was like, Tom, you're not a rap artist, you're a rock artist. Because this is what comedians and artists are supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be the counterculture. You're supposed to be calling out the establishment. But now they're all for establishment. Lady Gaga has turned into the establishment. All these rock artists have turned into the establishment, and it's supposed to be the opposite. And it's really interesting what's happening right now. And especially all my friends, you know, like when Biden, I know that Tom is not a political guy, but, you know, but Biden was sort of like symbolism for the establishment, I think, for a lot of us, because he had Wall Street that was behind him. They pumped $74 million into his campaign. He had Wall Street behind him, big media behind him, big tech behind him, big pharma behind, you know, all these things behind him. And he sort of became symbolism for the establishment. And seeing my friends who are artists and things like that cheering in the streets for Biden, knowing that he is the establishment was very interesting for me. So I love Tom. I absolutely love what he's doing. Please support him. I'm going to go and buy a few of his songs, I think, just to support him. But I love it, guys. And this is how you win the war. You don't win it by being angry all the time. You know, sometimes that's fun. We like being angry and calling out the hypocrisy. It's kind of silly and fun. But you don't win it by that all the time. You win it by creating something better and being something better. And what he did was pretty damn good. And I think it's cool. All right, that's everything I have for you. Let me know what you think about Tom, what you think about the culture right now. But I'm just super happy with him and his music, and I'm super happy for him that he was #1. And I'll look forward to seeing this new song climb up the charts. Let's get it to climb up the charts, guys. Let's buy it. Let's like it. Let's do whatever we need to do. But thank you, guys. Bye.